What's up everybody and welcome back, Krista here. We're up to episode 16 of the Burb files and we finally have a break in the weather. So the rain stopped this morning, apparently it's going to shower again later this afternoon, but I'm going to make the most of it and try and get the chassis sitting under the body. So just got that little contraption which I showed you guys in the last video. So I'm going to get my Mrs. Trudy to drive the ute. And we're going to just pull it, pretty much just pull it straight out with the ute. And then maybe chuck a tyre or a wheel on the front of the chassis there and then just try and push it back and direct it back under. So hopefully it doesn't go too badly. It's all pretty much ready to go, so I've got some temporary engine body mount bolts as well. So I do want to get some proper factory ones, but I just got some 8.8 grade bolts for now to hold it up. So get stuck into it. Alrighty guys, so we finally got the chassis underneath. Ended up being a bit of a mission just because the ground's so uneven and through the little drain there. There was a fair bit of effort to actually get it back under. I was going to try and push it with a ute and the tyre in front of the ute, but it wasn't playing ball, it just started bending the bumper on the ute. But at least it's another thing ticked off the list. Might maybe look at starting to wire some of it up. I can feel it's starting to spit a bit of rain. Got it pretty well lined up too. The back end is a bit far over this way, so when I jack it up I'll just have to slowly try and move it over as I come up. It's actually real close to hitting that jack stand, which I didn't notice. Well, it is touching it, but that's alright. So I'm just going to make a plan, see if I want to start hooking everything up this afternoon. Alrighty guys, so since we got the chassis back under the body, actually managed to have a couple of super productive days on the truck, so I'll show you where we're up to. Managed to get all the rear end done in and painted and everything. Repainted the sway bars, got all the rest of the bushes in, and also the brake lines. So it's actually pretty much done back here, just need to bleed the brakes once everything's up and going. Which all looks pretty sweet. I do have the spacer plate for in here. That only just arrived, so I just need to loosen the U-bolt, slide that in. And up front here, it's pretty much done except for the spindles. Just gone through and pretty much nipped and tightened everything up. Got the front grille on, but I do have to pull that off to put the factory headlight plugs back on because they'd cut them off for the HID. And also managed to get pretty much all the engine bay back in. All I've got to do is put in the mass airflow meter and the airbox. But there is a heater line down here, oh that one there, little T-piece, and it was just like brittle plastic. So I'm just going to make a new one up out of some stainless tube because they had cracked when I took it apart. And I also managed to recoil the snap bolt in the thermostat housing. It actually took quite a while just going through and tightening everything up. New dizzy rotor, dizzy cap and leads on, new spark plugs in, belts and pulleys. I think I might have already shown you guys that. So new idler, new tensioner and new belt. I did also manage to find some factory spindles finally after hunting around. Ended up having to get them shipped up from Christchurch. So today's mission is going to be give these a big clean up and a paint, ready to go back on. And also new headlight loom just so I can get the plugs for the headlights. But anyway, we'll get stuck in and get these cleaned up and ready to go back on. Okay, so I just pulled one of the drop spindles off of the truck, and just a bit of an example of the difference between the drop spindle and the factory one. All the ball joint points stay the same for all the steering geometry and everything, but you'll notice where the actual spline is for the spindle. So from that ball joint surface there to there, and the difference between that one to there and there, so that lifting up that spindle drops the whole truck, obviously the suspension down, and then this factory one with it being back down here obviously lifts the truck back up. So it looks to me like it was a 2-inch drop spindle, which seems to be the most common one for these. Definitely be good to get these cleaned up and everything swapped over, except for new rotors of course. What's up everybody, we've been making awesome progress on the Chevy project and I'm super pumped that the wheels have just arrived, so I just wanted to show you guys them quick. We went for 16 by 10 rears and 16 by 8 fronts. So the truck did have 15s on them and I've sold them. Just gone for the slightly bigger diameter and probably be running a 285/75 on them. These rears are -44 and the fronts are -24, I believe. Yeah, -25, sorry. But I'm super pumped on them. As you guys probably know, I absolutely love Steelies, so it was only natural to go with Steelies on the Chevy too. I did look at getting some alloys and stuff, but I just couldn't bring myself to ditch the Steelies. So I'll pull one out. Let's see the width a bit better. So can't wait to get them down to the tyre shop and hopefully get some tyres mounted up in the next week or two. Should be sweet. Alrighty guys, so it's been a couple of weeks since I've done any filming for the Chevy project, but today I'm super pumped because finally went and picked up the new wheels. So check these out. So these are the fronts. It's 285/75 16s, Toyo open countries. 8s on the front and 10s on the rear, as you guys would have seen in the other video. So I'm super pumped on that. Going to chuck them on now. I've got a feeling that they might actually be a little bit too big for the factory height, so I might end up having to chuck a 2-inch lift or something into the truck, but we'll get them on and have a look. Okay guys, so I'm super happy with how it looks. The one thing I was worried about was whether the front springs were actually lowering springs or not, and when I measured them I thought they were factory height springs, but apparently they're not. The front is way lower than the back. And that's pretty much exactly where I want it for height wise and stuff, maybe a little bit higher just to give it more clearance, but the front sagged way down, so I'll have to jump back on Facebook and Instagram, do a bit of hunting, see if I can find some parts, get this front end up.
But I keep on shaking.
Alrighty guys, so this has been a bit of a long-winded video, a bit hard with everything being sort of on and off with work on the truck, but check that out. Finally moving under its own power. Still do have a few bits to do on it. I've got some longer front springs on the way just to get the ride height sitting the way I want it, and little things like the handbrake to hook up. Still got to get the back bumper on, just little things like that, but super stoked. So gonna leave it at that for this video. Hopefully get in touch with the cert man, get him to come have a look, get it all signed off ready for the cert and the re-vin. So cheers for checking out this video, and hopefully it won't be too long till the next one. We'll get this thing road legal and make a start on this. Yoo!